Are cruisers the best warship in Infinite Galaxy? As you guys know, there are three different warships that you can build here in the spaceship. There are the frigates, they're like the small size ships. There's the mid-tier, mid-sized destroyers. There is also the Big Daddy cruisers. So the question is the Big Daddy cruisers the best warships in Infinite Galaxy? Because a lot of players actually uses cruisers. So with that statement, if a lot of players are using one specific type of warship in the game, does that make that warship the best warship in Infinite Galaxy? Today, let's kind of dive down into it, why actually people are using the cruisers, and also why I am not highly focused yet on to cruisers. What's up, guys? My name is Shinchi42. We're back here again with another IG content. So we've been learning a lot of new things in here since we've started playing this for over a few months now. Okay, you guys are probably wondering, Shin, why didn't you not go for the cruisers and why did you go for the destroyers? First of all, I really wanted to get into the cruisers, all right? So I think majority of my decision making was based on my flagship. As you guys know, I am a Hades main. I just fall in love with Hades. I think the moving speed or the navigation speed is what caught my attention onto Hades. And Hades is a destroyer setup. All right. So this is one reason why I didn't get into the cruisers. Now, if you're going into the cruisers, you are probably with the cyclops setup or the brontes setup. So here's the thing. Cruisers is actually a really good warship. But when we're talking about which one is better? Is it going to be the frigates? Going to be the destroyers? Going to be the cruisers? You know what? I would probably lean into saying that yes, you are probably on the right track if you are working onto the cruisers. Because then if you're doing an event, such as an event called Purity Protocol, which the battle mechanics of the PvP doesn't really equate to that, right? There is no there's no frigates, there's no destroyers, there's no cruisers in there. When you're hitting that egg, you are just literally fighting with that egg. It's kind of like a defense platform fighting against the warships that you're bringing. So with that being said, range plays a major role. So in an event like that, I would say cruisers is the best setup for that. Because then you're having your frigates tank, destroyers tank, and then the cruisers are getting all the benefit at the end, later stage. But here's the thing. What happens when every single player is then a cruiser? So let's say majority of your alliance plays into cruisers. Then does that really have a much bigger impact? Honestly, at the end of the day, it wouldn't have a huge impact. Because if everybody is ubiquitously using cruisers, then your advantages, by using meat shields is not really going to be effective as if it was like mixed, right? So if everybody is doing cruisers and it's only one, warship type, then it really doesn't make any sense at the end of the day. So when it comes to PvP, I still believe that there is no significant advantages between each one of these. Because in majority of the PvP fighting, you are not going to do one-on-one. You're going to be doing a stack on stack. So even if your spaceport gets stacked on or get hit by one person, you still got many types of different warship that buffers things out. So when it comes to PvP aspect of the game, I don't think that there is a best warship when it comes to PvP. Now, there should be a best flagship when it comes to PvP, right? So there's a little bit of a difference in there. There is no best warship in PvP terms, but in PvE terms, there is a best warship, which I would say it is going to be the cruisers when it comes to the PvE, especially in a scenario like Purity Protocol, because range plays a major role. But when it comes to PvP aspect, as you guys know, cruisers will beat cruisers first before cruisers hit destroyers, before cruisers hit the frigates. And the same concept with destroyers. Destroyers hits destroyers first before it hits frigates, before it hits cruisers. So the advantage and disadvantages in there kind of balance things out between all the different types of warships. Now, is cruisers the best warship in Infinite Galaxy? I would say it's on the leading edge because of the events, but I wouldn't say it's the best warship among the three, because I don't think there is really a best among the three when in terms of PvP. Now, here's my advice to you guys. Do not focus on to cruisers, frigates, or destroyers. What I want you guys to focus into is into your flagship. Pick the best flagship that you like and you enjoy, and decide what type of units, what type of warship you're going to be building upon that. So, like for me, I really enjoy the Hades. Oh man, I love the navigation speed. It is so fast. I can go to point A to point B within like 40 seconds. Wonderful. Now, if you're using like the cruisers, oh man, you know what? They're hella slow. There's no speed buff in here, man. They're slow. They're uber duper slow. All right. So that plays a major role, and as well as different warship has their own different speeds as well. As you guys can see, if you're using a frigate, it's 224 speed. Destroyer going to be 182, so the frigates is the fastest, and then 140 for the cruisers. So this is going to be fast, medium, slow. Now, like again, what I highly recommend is look into the flagship, because the flagship is the one that is going to be giving you the most of the big buff towards to your setup. So, I mean, I'm not saying that cruisers are bad. Honestly, cruisers are good. But for me, the reason why I went for Hades is majority the deciding factor was for the moving speed, because I want to get into point A to point B. I want to be able to catch players as quick as I can. As it's just fun if you're the speediest one. Now, what am I gonna do with my Hades after I work my setup in here? I think I'm gonna change it up into Hades and Poseidon. Initially, I was thinking about Titan. I think I'm just gonna go for Hades and Poseidon and get all the solid buff that I could get. Now, if you are still running into the cruisers, the Cyclops, damn, this is actually a very good one, a good deadly setup in here. I've seen players using just brontes Cyclops and doing an amazing job. There's players who does an Artemis and Cyclops, Cyclops Titan. You can even do a Cyclops Poseidon. You can do so many things in this game and do a lot of combination. But at the end of the day, let me recap this. The cruisers do have an advantage against the frigates, and as well as advantage over destroyers, because it has the ability of a longer range. Now, if you don't know where to look and range into, you can look into here. Click that. You can see that there's going to be a range of 5. Go here. This is going to be a range of 10, and then there's going to be a range of 15. So it's in increments of 5. So there's that value. But again, at the end of the day, right, if you're doing an event, yes, you can hit longer, right? But when you're talking about movement speed, then you might be looking into the frigates and as well as the destroyers when it comes to movement speed. Let's say you're playing Secret Signal. You want to move around faster. Then cruisers might not be the best in that situation. So you get my point, right? Cruisers do have a significant effect when it comes to Purity Protocol. But when it comes to the other events, they all kind of, level each other out. So at the end of the day, I would say if you really want to do well in Purity Protocol, get your cruisers. But if you really want to do is like have fun and enjoy into the game, pick the best flagship that suits your character, because all of them has all good value, and when you go to a PvP fight, you all stack together. You're all helping each other out regardless when you are playing this game. Anyway, my intergalactic friends, hopefully this video was very helpful. If you guys have any comments or concern, leave it down in the comment section below. I'll see you again next time.